Hey, what's up guys? Ken here from the Retro Toyscapades channel in Malaysia. Now there's some images of the new MOTU Origins Deluxe Clam Champ that have just appeared online. And he's even up for pre-order right now at Big Bad Toy Store for those of you who are in the United States. Personally, I was surprised as I knew that they were doing Clam Champ, but I thought that he was going to be part of the basic figure assortment. I didn't realize that he was being beefed up as a deluxe package. And that's got me wondering as well as to how figures in the series are being selected for the deluxe treatment. Now, the original Clam Champ, released in Wave 6 in 1987, it was a basic figure, and which I might add also, it was a masterpiece. I was lucky enough to get it in a large lot back then, something like about 3 years ago. Complete with his armor and pincer weapon. Now, Clam Champ was one of those figures from the later waves of Masters of the Universe that I originally never knew existed. The line was winding down at the time, and I'm pretty sure that most of the final few waves saw very limited distribution globally. That's probably also why a complete version of him costs so freaking much on the secondary market. Now, Clam Champ here, he's part of that elite team of MOTU vintage figures that represents something of a holy grail to collectors, I think. Along with King Randor, the Sorceress, Ninja, Skaglow, Blast Attack, and a few others. Besides, I have to admit as well that in 1987, I wasn't that interested in Masters of the Universe anymore. At that time, I was more into the Transformers. Yeah, especially when they rolled out the Hitmasters and the Target Masters. Holy shit, remember those guys? Anyway, I've talked about and reviewed the vintage Clam Champ figure previously on the channel some years back. I've included the link as well in the description, so do check it out if you haven't and help to breathe some life back into an old video here. But like I said, the original was a masterpiece for its time, I believe, and the facial sculpt looked fantastic. And the thing about MOTU is that so much of the line is based on characters with monstrous features, and human-looking figures are a rarity. So when they do make a human figure, you kind of notice it, especially when the sculptors go the extra mile to make it very lifelike. Now, for the images they've shown of the Deluxe Origins Clam Champ, it's definitely keeping in spirit with the strong and stoic nature of the original vintage figure. I mean, the original figure was pretty much the Black He-Man. In fact, I'm sure I've seen customs of those online. His armor this time about, from the pictures, seems to be a lot brighter. The vintage one had this darker blue tone, and this one here comes off, just a lot brighter. Now, the clamp-like weapon that you see him holding in his right hand, that is an all-new piece. The vintage toy didn't come with it. Now, this looks like something that he could just have wrapped around somebody's neck, like in a vice grip, and just pop the enemy's head right off. And in fact, the new toys with their swappable parts will let you do just that. Now, the other weapon which we see here on the ground is his iconic weapon that was with the original vintage figure. I guess it would function the same way too. So the way that worked was that you'd press on this button at the top, and these two spring-loaded long claw-like things would come out from the sides, and you could use them to trap other action figures around their waist. The champ here sure does like grabbing and gripping things. I remember the claws on my original Clam Champ weapon stopped coming out after a while, like they would be jammed inside. So what I'd get was that one claw would start popping out smoothly and the other one would just stay in there. Then I'd have to use something sharp and thin to slowly pry it out. So this new Origins version could sort of be like a replacement unit in many ways, because from the pictures it sure looks like it functions the same way. Now, Clam Champ has got two different hits with very different expressions. And compared to the original, this time around, both the heads have their teeth exposed. The one in the picture that's attached to the figure just looks heroic and confident and ready for battle. The alternate head that we see below him on the ground has a wildly different expression, if you ask me. Now, Clam Champ here has his eyebrows raised, and that look on his face is actually a smile. That's right. He looks like he's having a good time getting down to the business of clamping. In fact, he looks almost maniacal. I mean, if somebody tapped you on the shoulder and you turned around and the guy had this expression on his face, holy hell, man, you'd better be able to run fast. Anyway, if we are getting extra things like alternate hits, it's great to see that they have very distinctive looks. Now, as I said from the start, I'm curious as to the selection process involved in choosing which figures get to be deluxes. Clam Champ and Ram Man, who is coming up too, used to be basic figures in the vintage line, and now they're coming out totally jacked up with extras. You know who could have benefited as well from the deluxe treatment? Ninja. Yeah, man, they could have given him an extra unmasked head. Now, this channel, as you know, is based in Malaysia, and over here, we haven't seen a single one of these deluxe figures yet. I mean, I've just been sitting here at my laptop these last few weeks, watching and drooling at videos of the deluxe battle armor He-Man and Skeletor figures that have been turning up in other markets. But what seems apparent at this point is that every deluxe package is going to come with an extra hit accessory, an extra hand, and an extra weapon piece. Now, I know that these cost more, but to be honest, the price increase isn't too high, and the figures look fantastic on these new wider card backs with the extra artwork and all the accessories neatly displayed in their individual compartments. Now, the extra hit accessory with an all-new alternate portrait is, to me, the best of these new extras. Back in the day, you'd only get something like an extra hit with a premium toy series, like maybe something from Sideshow or Hot Toys or something like that. Then Hasbro started including them more regularly with their Marvel Legends assortments, and all of a sudden, just getting a normal action figure with one weapon piece simply wasn't going to cut it. Now, having an additional weapon accessory is definitely cool, but I have to say that I'm the least excited every time there's stuff like extra hands. I mean, I get that different hands do different things, but swapping hands around and keeping track of where you left the other hand, that's never really been a big thrill for me. Anyway, guys, drop me a comment and let me know what you think of the new Clam Champ. Let me know as well what you think of the new deluxe figures, and let me know how your MOTU collection is coming along. Now, I make it a point to answer every comment left on my videos, so get to it. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you all again real soon with another video. Thank you.